Yes, you guessed it, Petrus Vivius, with your daily St. Lucia experience. 9 February 2021. Today started off as a stormy, wet, windy day, but around about 9 o'clock the weather cleared up, but I was just too lazy. Let's go and have a look what's happening at the estuary mouth. See you there. And see guys, there's just not enough mud in the ocean. There's not enough flow from the Mvolozi River, Sbusiso River and the Sokhulu area to drain the floods. Water in the ocean should be almost black. It should be stench, mud, stinking water flowing in the ocean, taking all the sediment with it into the ocean, draining the sediment into the ocean, clearing the mug into the ocean. That is what's supposed to happen. That's how the system is supposed to function. It's not happening. We've seen the previous video of why it's clogged up at the bottleneck. Is the current flowing to the ocean? Yes, but that is a lot of the water that only trickles by from the Mvolozi River going up to into the estuary. Low tide, it washes out into the ocean. See that southern curve that Patrick Jolly talked about in his video. It's strong. We can see the clean ocean water. We can see the current running north. Worked 100%. The cutting of the channel between the estuary and Mvolozi into the ocean is working 100%. That is exactly what it should do. It's sucking the mud, it's sucking the water, it's running north, south to north, it's doing 100% everything it should do. But on low tide, when it's supposed to run out, that is the Mvolozi Sokhulu that is running into the St. Lucia estuary. On low tide, it's not flowing. There's no flow rate. Look at how the water level dropped. It shouldn't. Because on the other side of the bottleneck, there's a hell of a lot of water. This water is supposed to drain into the ocean. It's caught behind the bottleneck where the Mvolozi and the Msunduzi rivers meet. Because there's no interaction of marine water with this system, the vegetation overgrowth was enormous, unnatural overgrowth. A man-made plug at the bottleneck that's backflooding the farms. The video takes a turn. This video clip is sponsored by Sbusiso, the man in the photo. He took his money, he got on a taxi and he went to tell the story of his people. Well done, sir. I'm proud of you.
With the recent backflooding of Msunduzi River, here in the Sokhulu community, farmers had suffered a lot because at this time of the year, most farmers, it's the time where they have to harvest their sweet potatoes, yams, bananas, and all sort of vegetables. And some I had planted sugarcane. So the fields have been damaged since the beginning of February. There has been flooding almost in the remaining part of the farming land, because most of the land had been saturated with water over the past 5 years. So the timing of this incident is completely out, because as at the beginning of the year, we have to send school kids back to school and all that. So families are left with no options now, because there is no unemployment, and farming is like the last resort for the Sokhulu farmers. In numbers, it's very high number of people farming here. Almost every household had a small portion of land where they're farming. We're looking at about at least 7 or 8 heads in a family. Let's say if someone is farming, that person is supporting 7 or 8 mouths. Yeah, that's how much we've lost.
The voice of a Sokhulu farmer, a law student, a person that wants to uplift his community, himself, and create a stable environment for their children.